Hello again, I'm Katie, and I'm going to show you the last things that you need to do between now and spring. And there really is only one thing. This is why garlic is so fun to grow in this area, because from here until spring, it's really a mellow, lovely crop doing its gig under soil, and you don't have to do anything except check for moisture content. And the only time you really need to check for moisture content is when like if it's been really dry and warm, especially, sometimes we get that in a February where it'll be a stretch of weeks where it gets really dry and warm. And so then you want to check. But I'll show you right now, I'll check in here. So I know I have garlic in this general area. I'm going to dig through some of the mulch, and I'm going to put my hand down in here and feel. I'll bring some out so you can see it. This is on the, I'd say probably pretty perfect side right now. It might be on a tiny bit on the dry side. I might do a tiny bit of water before it gets too much colder, but maybe not. If I get to it, I will. All right, and then I want to show you, one thing I want to say is we had a bunch of wind come through, and now you can see a lot of my bed is like not covered anymore. And so I'm going to go back and put some more straw on this bed. If you think of it, that's fun to do too. Okay, I want to show you one other bed. Okay, this is bed number 2, and I want to show you it because it is really like frozen. If you come over, see, like I can't even get my fingers in there. That's what it's going to be like for lots of the winter. Don't worry about it. The garlic is happy and protected under there, especially if you have enough straw. And again, I need a little bit more straw, so I'm coming through. Soonish. I'm going to cover that up. All right, and now the last thing, which is my books. Okay. So I love books, and I'm going to show you some of the things that you can do during the winter, which is just hang out and read lots of books. It's a very good time of year for that. One of my favorite quotes about gardening, my dear friend Kim Bozarth said, "Give me a glass of wine and a seed catalog and I'm good." I think she said in the hot bath or something. Anyway, so seed catalogs, super fun. But these are just some other books that I think you might enjoy. This one I introduced before, but I wanted to tell you again, Drawdown. Because we're dealing with the climate crisis so intensely right now, I think it's really important that we start looking at solutions. And this book is just solution focused. It's really fantastic that way. And almost a half of the first most important 30 solutions that he offers in this book are food related. Half. I mean, it's amazing. So we really, as people who grow food and as we're consumers of food, really good place to learn about how we can impact that. And then this one I loaned out, so I can only show you the what do you call it? A printout of the title, "The Soil Will Save Us." If you saw another video, I talked about the importance of soil. This book just like goes into it in depth, and is really beautiful and inspiring. There is a whole world of people and books about their experiences of people trying to understand how to grow food and connect with food at up to scale in different ways. And one of the ways that people do that is through what's called permaculture. Permaculture is a whole world unto itself, and it is really worth looking into. This book I want to introduce to you, Miraculous Abundance. It's about some folks in France, actually, and their experience with trying to grow a lot of food to farm on a small area, but using this notion of how to mimic natural systems in order to be really abundant that way. this is the other book that I introduced before. It is such a good book and a really like easy, fun read, and a really good beginning introduction to some of how African American agriculture looks in our country. Really powerful, fun book, and it specifically is around urban agriculture. And so I wanted to introduce this book, Street Farm, which is about another experiment in urban agriculture. And our projects, the folks who are, participating in organizing this Year in Garlic, are all really passionate about urban agriculture. And I'm hopeful that some of you are going to be like, ooh, I want to start an urban farm. And this book is a fun way to check that out. Also really story-based, so it's fun. Okay, anybody want to nerd out on garlic? This is a serious, practical guide. It's great for gardeners. It's really focused primarily on small farmers, but I read this book every winter because I'm a goofball that way. This is another great, really practical farming book. It's called Farming While Black. The woman who writes this is one of the true heroes of our modern agriculture system, because she really looks at how the ancestral wisdom of African Americans really brings a tremendous amount to our current situation with food. And it's a really practical book. Great for gardening and small farming. Okay, then this is another very practical book, a cookbook. Again, it's on a piece of paper. It's called The Garlic Lovers Cookbook, and it's written by folks at the what's it called? Gilroy Garlic Fest. And so it's great. And now, in terms of stories, this is such a fun book, The Color of Food. It's basically oral histories, stories about people all over the country who are growing food in all kinds of different environments and in all kinds of situations. The subtitle is Stories of Race, Resilience, and Farming. And so this is another great story-based introduction to how agriculture looks in the United States, particularly around race and the various ways that has played into what is a really destructive, both for the climate and people, industry that we have created of how we grow our food. And so that is one of my favorite books for, you just pick it up and look at I want to look at that person and read about it. It's really great. This is a fun, super inspiring book, The Man Who Planted Trees, super short. This particular copy is lovely. The art is really lovely, and it's a great book actually to read with kids and adults. Read out loud though, it's fun. All right, another kind of more thought-provoking but storybook, not so practical but thoughtful. This is called The Art of the Commonplace by a truly amazing guy who's contributed a lot to the thinking around agriculture. And so his name is Wendell Berry, old, super big time, beloved thinker. This is a book, now I'm going to head into kind of more young people's books. And this is a book written by a dear friend of mine, Dory Stone. It's called Growing Home. I lent it out, so I have to show you this copy. She wrote a story about a girl she lives with her mom. Her mom is mentally ill, and so she ends up finding her family in a community garden. And it's this whole story around a community garden. It gives me chill. It's really a lovely book. A friend of mine actually uses it in her reading classes in a school. And then this is a book for people who still eat books, literally. It's called Eating the Alphabet. It's just a lovely book for really little ones. It's just beautiful colors and all different food. It's super fun. Nice introduction. And then this is my last shameless self-promotion. It is set on a farm, but that is the only connection to food that it has. But it was written by my husband and my family, and so it's called Snakes Wear Socks. And it's just a fun story. It's about a granddad helping his grandson find socks, and it has some fun information, like actual scientific information in the back as well. It's really great for the like 4 to 7 crowd and their grandparents. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to share. I hope that if you have books that you love, and there's, bazillions of them, then I hope you put it on the website as well, Mighty Networks, and we can all just enjoy our winter, quiet, dark, lovely reading time. Okay, have a nice winter.